I know at this point in the presentation, a reasonable reaction is, this all makes sense, but what do we actually do? This episode, it exists to answer that question directly. What you're looking at here is not a multi-year transformation program. It is minimal, credible 90-day plan that materially reduces risk without slowing development. So, the emphasis is going to be on leverage, sequencing, and actions that compound. This plan is deliberately designed to work for startups and mature vendors alike, run alongside active R&D, and create visible progress quickly. It focuses on control primitives. Once these exist, everything else becomes easier. So, I'm Nupur Mitra, you already know me by now, a legal and governance risk translator for AI systems. On the AI Law, my channel, I unpack how AI security flaws, governance failures, and model behavior, they all turn into real legal exposure, rights issues, and the future of jurisprudence. So in month 1, establish visibility and integrity. 1. The single most important month 1 activity is this. Stop treating telemetry like generic logs. So what are the actions for that? Identify raw telemetry, calibration traces, and experiment logs. Classify them explicitly. For example, restricted device telemetry. Restrict access to a minimal set of roles. Separate raw telemetry from derived datasets. I'm sure you must be wondering why this comes first. It immediately reduces reverse engineering risk. It prevents accidental export violations. It clarifies ownership and responsibility. This is low cost and high impact. 2. So next, establish basic ML artifact control. For that, what are the actions? You will create a central model registry. Require models to be versioned and immutable. Introduce cryptographic signing for approved models. Enforce verification at load or deployment time. And now, you must be thinking, why this matters early? It prevents silent model substitution. It creates accountability for machine learning changes. It lays the foundation for auditability. You don't need a perfect ML governance system, just a real one. 3. Finally, for month 1, address supply chain visibility. Actions? Generate a basic SBOM for control software, ML pipelines, decoder runtimes. Pin critical dependencies. Identify which components are high impact. This does not require deep audits yet. It requires knowing what you run. Month 2. Now that controls exist, month 2 focuses on detection. Actions. Define baseline performance and fidelity metrics. Monitor for statistically significant drift. Track model output distributions over time. Alert on anomalies, not single failures. So why this matters? Yes, you're right to think that. Most AI for quantum failures are silent. Drift is often the first observable symptom. Early detection, it prevents long-lived corruption. So, this is your early warning system. So next, harden the lowest trust layer, and actions would be identify firmware and FPGA bit streams in use. Introduce signing for approved images. Enforce verification before execution where feasible. And log updates and deployments. So why this is month 2 work? It depends on supply chain clarity from month 1. It materially reduces silent correctness risk. It protects against both mistakes and attacks. You don't need perfect attestation. Progress counts. Now formalize export compliance as an engineering concern. So what are the actions? Run a joint workshop, engineering plus legal. Classify datasets, models, and artifacts. Map classifications to IAM rules. Enforce region-aware and nationality-aware access. And why is this essential? Good question. Export violations are catastrophic, not incremental. Enforcement must be technical, not policy-based. Early clarity prevents future shutdowns. So this protects the company as much as the technology. Now let's go to month 3. Month 3 is about testing reality. What are the actions? Simulate poisoned calibration data. Attempt a model swap without proper signing. Observe detection, response, and recovery. The goal is not to win. The goal is to learn where assumptions break. So next, formalize response. Actions: write a runbook for ML model compromise, control loop degradation, decoder integrity failure, define the rules, escalation paths, and evidence collection. Practice once at least as a tabletop. Trust me, preparedness here is a massive risk reducer. Turn internal controls into external confidence. Actions: document security architecture, summarize control domains, prepare answers to customer security questions. Align with SOC 2 style expectations even if uncertified. So what happens here? This accelerates sales, partnerships, and also trust. That's important. In 90 days, this plan delivers real risk reduction, defensible governance, and customer visible maturity. Not perfection, credibility. So if you work on AI security or law and want to understand what actually gets you sued and what could change or what should change, you're in the right place. So subscribe to my channel and there'll be lots and lots of more series to come. If you work on AI, security, or law and want to understand what actually gets you sued and what should change, you are in the right place. Subscribe to my channel. This channel analyzes AI security legal risk, AI liability in practice, and AI governance compliance risk. We look at how AI system design, architecture, and runtime controls, they create legal risk in AI systems, AI model vulnerabilities and compliance failures, AI runtime controls and legal exposure, and how AI tooling risk translates to law for developers, security engineers, and governance teams.